While charging at him he said, "I will kill you today as a sacrifice to the cultivator of my world." Masked guy was in a passive situation. Then suddenly his forehead starts to glow. Then from it a huge, terrified aura burst through, which not only destroyed the phantom dragon but he was also pushed back. Seeing this situation, cultivator on 10 realms and 8 wastelands forces was apprehensive. Someone said across the sea of boundary monuments, what kind of existence could actually come here? Gu family forces were also confused and someone said the Dharmakaya has arrived. Who is the great man from the upper realm? Then the masked guy realized something and said with some anticipation, that's Master's protection. Young Master Chang'e. We see Gu Chang'e's avatar has arrived in the battlefield. Gu family forces were happily conversing. Young Master Chang'e has actually been able to descend in the form of a Dharma body. 10 realms and 8 wastelands forces were terrified. Young Master? Are you sure this isn't some old monster from the upper realm bullying the weak? This dude is thinking. At the Dao Tian Palace successor ceremony, he was also called Tianjiao. Now he has left us far behind, but he can still compete with the older generation. 10 realms and 8 wastelands forces, one of them while rushing towards him said, "This man is too scary. I will hold him back for a few seconds. You better hurry and run." Seeing this, his disciples shout, "Master." Gu Chang'e looked at him coldly. Then with his one hand he crushed the avatar. Seeing this crushing defeat, they all start to run. This dude who was facing the attack, he broke into cold sweat and in a regretful tone he said, "Can't stop it at all. Everyone has turned into meat paste." Everyone in the Gu family forces rejoiced, and the red robe lady said, "Is this the current strength of young Master Chang'e?" Wingman said, "It's incredible." Everyone greeted him and the masked guy said, "Thank you, young Master Chang'e, for saving me." Seeing this terrified power, the man asked, "Who is it?" Red-haired beauty. While shivering she said, "According to intelligence analysis, it should be the upper realm. The younger generation leads. His name is Gu Chang'e." Gu Chang'e is thinking, it is worthy of being the secret method of ancestor temple of mankind, which can use the luck of believers to display its own magical powers. And I have the blessing of the golden cauldron of luck, so I'm even more like a fish in water. Feeling that Gu Chang'e have comprehend the glowing bowl, Chu Chu asked him in a doubt, "You comprehended the secrets of the human ancestor temple so easily. Are you still human?" Gu Chang'e didn't reply. Instead he asked, "Have you explained everything clearly?" Chu Chu replied, "Yes, I have given the order." Gu Chang'e, while pulling her hand up, he said, "Let's go to the hanging temple in Foshan." Chu Chu lightly hum. A few days later, they have teleported to hanging temple. Seeing that 3-headed lion roar to show its dominance. When he saw Gu Chang'e, he became terrified in fear. The humble monk pays homage to young Master Chang'e and Saint Lady Chu Chu. Monk said. Chu Chu replied, "Greetings, monk." Gu Chang'e replied, "Brother Jin Chan, we meet again. Please follow me, the hanging temple has already arranged a place for you to stay." Gu Chang'e ponder, now that I see him again, this Jin Chanzi has become more lucky? This has to be cut off. While getting on the stairs, Gu Chang'e said, "The Buddha's disciple was waiting here," which surprised Gu a little. It seems that the Buddha's disciple will also go to the demon burial abyss this time? Monk replied, "Although there are many forces coming to help this time, as a descendant of Foshan, I naturally cannot sit idly by." Gu Chang'e, while narrowing his eyes, he said, "It is said that there is a sutra in Foshan that can save all things in the world. It took 10,000 years to convert a demon monkey with the power to disrupt the world to Buddhism and make him the guardian beast of Foshan. I would like to ask the Buddhists whether this is true or not." Monk frowned slightly and ponder. I didn't expect that Gu Chang'e would come with the human ancestor temple. Although this man is powerful, he has evil intentions. I still can't believe that he is the human ancestor. And the way he looks at me then dismisses his thoughts, and he replied, "What Brother Gu asked is half true and half false. Foshan did have a demon monkey elder who guarded the Buddhist gate, but he is no longer with us. As for the claim that the Sutra of saving people can save all things, that is just a rumor from the outside world." Gu Chang'e humphed in annoyance and pondered, "Didn't they say that monks don't tell lies? You're almost as hypocritical as me. But how closely is this Sutra of Deliverance related to the deliverance bottle? I wonder if I can use it too." Chu Chu asked, "But I heard that the demon monkey was not familiar with Buddhism and was killed by a great master of supernatural powers in Foshan, forced to a degree?" Monk said, No, that demon monkey was originally unruly and disrespectful of etiquette. It was I, the Buddha, who taught him etiquette and reformed him. Later, in order to repay my kindness, he volunteered to guard the front of the Buddha mountain." Gu Chang'e, while smiling, he thought, "I was wrong. The hypocrisy of Foshan is on par with me." Monk cupped his hand and said, "You two will rest here today, and we will go to the demon burial abyss tomorrow." Jin Chan excuses himself. Chu Chu also cupped her hand. Chu Chu said to Guchanga, I don't know if it's my illusion, but the golden cicada Buddha always gives me the feeling that he has evil intentions. Guchanga replied, therefore, we have to keep a close eye on him on this trip, as he might cause some trouble. It would be bad if he releases the peerless female demon sealed in it. Chu Chu asked in puzzlement, how do you know it's a witch? Guchanga with a startle he replied, it's not important. Then avoid the topic and asked her the issue that should be discussed now is, are we going to rest together tonight? Chu Chu blushed slightly and avoid her gaze she replied, this is Foshan, should we take a break separately? Guchanga with his dramatical pose he said. Okay, tonight I'm alone, lonely and cold. Chu Chu said, I will make it up to you. Guchanga with his evil grin he said. How will you compensate me? She pulls her veil. Give a quick kiss. Then she ran away. While she was running away, she said, see you tomorrow. Guchanga while touching his lip he thought. What a silly girl who is easily satisfied. We shift to the temple. Old monk is saying. Your heart is in turmoil. Monk replied, I was really uneasy. Old monk replied, because of Guchanga? Monk said, yes, I don't know his intention of going to the demon burial abyss this time, but Buddha's heart has been telling me to stay away from him, he is too dangerous. He is indeed a little special. The moment you stepped into the temple, I wanted to investigate briefly. But it seemed that he had noticed it, so I had to take back my magical power. While frowning he said, what? Guchanga noticed the Foshan Lutong of his uncle master? So what realm has he reached now? Old monk said, I'm not sure, even I find it difficult to see through him, but what is certain is that he is an existence that you cannot resist even if you try your best. Monk wants to say something, but after some time he decides to stay quiet. The old monk continues, you don't have to worry, he probably doesn't know the secret of Foshan. The Zen robe is yours, no one can take it away. After all, you were the one who brought it down, and only you can. He stopped and looked back. Seeing that, monk said, what's the matter, uncle? Old monk sighs then says, maybe I feel wrong. Monk also noticed that something is wrong, so he also looked back. We see something is rushing towards a building and it heads towards Guchanga's forehead. He starts to say the old monk has something good, then with an evil grin he thought the most precious treasure Foshan I want it. The next day they came out from the hanging temple. Seeing them, someone said, is that Saint Jiang and young Master Changa? He came to help as well? A girl who is holding 2 big watermelons, she is saying. I can only say that he is worthy of being the young Master Changa. I have met him in Nanxing Tian before, and at that time he helped us solve the crisis of the inheritor of the magic skills. He is still so upright. Monk while looking at the abyss he said, this is the entrance to the demon burial abyss. Inside there is a formation that I, Foshan, have set up to dilute the demonic energy and prevent the monsters from pouring out. But the formation can't seal all the evil spirits. Hold me tight. I will use the Buddha treasure for you guys, you must follow me. Guchanga said to Chu Chu, how about you stay outside? Chu Chu replied, no, I want to go in with you, you don't have to worry about me. Chu Chu while smiling sweetly she said. It's all because of me that I dragged you into this. I couldn't let you take the risk alone. Guchanga thought, no. You'll hold me back, you fool. In that case, let's go. Guchanga while looking around he said, I didn't expect the demonic energy at the bottom of this abyss to be so strong. Monk replied, however, this is only the outskirts of the demon burial abyss, so you must be careful. Chu Chu while looking at the lake said the demonic energy was so strong that it formed a lake. One of them shouted loudly, what is that? We see that something is invading from his mouth, nose, ear. Then give a shrieking sound, then he disappear. Seeing that, monk loudly inform everyone. That's the soul-destroying lotus, don't get close. This thing feeds on demonic energy and has been growing here for tens of millions of years. Even powerful creatures and monsters that break into this area cannot escape the fate of being absorbed by it as nutrients. Seeing that, Guchanga smiled and said, oh? Interesting, it would be a waste to leave such a treasure here. His fangirls said, young Master Changa, be careful. Yes, that person just came a little closer. Chu Chu said, what are you going to do? Guchanga brings out a giant hand which is made of energy. And plugged the flower from the lake. Completely. Seeing this, monk think he wants this thing with full of magic, what he will do with it. One of the boys asked in bewilderment. Is it that simple? How can you avoid an evil spirit like this? Chu Chu suddenly remembered that I almost forgot that he also has demonic energy. From that lake a huge demon came out furiously, someone recognized it and loudly exclaimed, oh no, it's the big demon suppressed by the soul-destroying lotus. Chu Chu came in front of Guchanga and said, be careful. Seeing this, Guchanga smiled. Then with his demonic gaze he looked at that monster and said, roll. Monster became terrified in fear. And quickly hide in the lake. one of the boys said, driving back so quickly. Girl said in a doubt, could it be that he was frightened by the secret method of the ancestral temple used by Saint Chu-Chu? Chu-Chu, while looking at Guchanga, she communicated with her eyes. Did you just do something? Guchanga, while winking at her, he said, didn't they say that the monsters were frightened by your domineering aura? Seeing this, monk thinks it was definitely Guchanga who took action just now, but what did he do? It's hard for a demon to feel fear. Then he said, since you have nothing else to do, let's continue to delve deeper. We see a lot of monsters' corpses is around. The girl killed that monster with a big rod. The boy is saying the deeper we go, the more monsters appear. Monk, while looking at the ravine, he said, these monsters contaminated by evil spirits are stronger than the last time I came to strengthen the seal. I am afraid that as the seal weakens, they will only get stronger. Brother Gu, what should we do next? Changa replied, it seems that only you and I can go deeper. If we go deeper with their cultivation level, it may be dangerous. Chu-Chu said, I can still move forward. After all, this is what a saint from the ancestor temple should do. Guchanga, while looking at her, he said, Saint Chu-Chu should stay and take care of the injured people. The Buddha and I are enough to take care of the ceiling. Chu-Chu said, but Guchanga said, no buts, just listen. Chu-Chu with apprehension, she said, then you should be careful. Hearing their conversation, monk thinks the two of them. Monk is saying these monsters deep inside are rioting like crazy. Brother Gu, what do you think? In Gu's opinion, these monsters were more likely to be running for their lives than rioting. Hearing that, monk was confused, so he cleared his doubt by saying the great demon sealed here is about to be born. It is not surprising that these monsters fear the existence in the depths and instinctively flee outside. I see. It's a pity that Brother Gu is here today. These monsters will probably have to stay with that peerless evil demon for the rest of their lives. While smiling, he continues. In fact, I never thought that Brother Gu would come here in person to help solve the problem of the demon burial abyss. Guchanga, while clearing the demon, he said, Brother Jin-chan, you misunderstood, it's just because there is an ancestral temple in Foshan, and Gu is worried that Jiang Chu-Chu will put herself in danger. As for what happens to the big demon, I don't care. Hearing his word, monk said Brother Gu is really honest. While looking at him, he said, Gu has a question that he would like to ask you. The seal of the demon burial abyss. Maybe it can't be reinforced? Then Foshan summoned the Renzu temple and other forces to come. Isn't that putting them in danger? Hearing him first, monk wide his eye. Then closed his eyes that nothing has happened. And continue to say with a sigh, although Foshan has the responsibility to suppress the burial demon abyss, can other righteous forces just sit back and watch? Changa looked at him with probing gaze. Since the seal cannot be strengthened, why does the Buddhist insist on going deeper? Monk, while looking ahead, he start to say, I won't hide it from you, Brother Gu. Actually, I am here to retrieve the Buddha statue that I lost in Foshan for many years. To be honest, this is a scandal in Foshan. In the past, there was a Taoist monk in Foshan who had great ambitions and tried to completely solve the disaster of the burial demon abyss. So he went deep into the seal alone, but he was bewitched by the big devil and stole the treasure of Foshan. I used her treasure in the hope of alleviating the pain in her body, but unfortunately the female demon was cruel and merciless. Kill him here. So now that things have come to a point, since the great demon's appearance is a foregone conclusion, I, the little monk, have thought that I should at least retrieve the Buddha's treasured Zen robe. Guchanga, while stroking his cheek, he thought, is this the secret of Foshan Zini in the demon burial abyss? Oh, could it be that the old monk is still lustful? Or maybe, he doesn't have good intentions at all. However, if Chan Hongyi is not in her right mind, it would be fine. If she is in her right mind, wouldn't it be that the moment she saw me, she would seek retribution for all the pain and suffering she had endured over the years? Monk cupped his hand and said, since Brother Gu already knows the secret of Foshan, why don't you let me go alone on the road ahead? Guchanga, while waving his hand, he said, Buddha, please do me a favor. Changa, while looking Monk's back, he thought, you have sensed your treasure, and so have I. After I have collected my treasure, I will take your treasure from you. Then he glanced to the side. Oh? Monsters are also monsters, how come? Want to turn the tables? Then shout loudly. Kneel down. We see a terrified aura has enveloped Guchanga. He started to say, this place was formed from a drop of my true blood when I was the demon lord. It's time to let that drop of true blood, the property, to return to its original owner. Saying that, he laughed evilly. He. Subscribe,
like,
comment,
share.